It's a little bit less than 3 weeks ago that our current exhibition, Urban Alchemy, Gordon Matta-Clark, opened. This is the first exhibition project of our senior curator, Francesca Hernan-Gonzaga, who's with us since a year. And I'm sitting on the mezzanine, which is, according to the concept of Francesca, where the exhibition of Gordon Matta-Clark and the city of St. Louis visually intersect. Now, I'd like to take a step back and talk a little bit about the exhibition as such, and then about the thought behind having this exhibition intersect with the city of St. Louis. First of all, we're incredibly proud that we were able to bring major loans by Gordon Matta-Clark, who's considered one of the major figures of his generation, to St. Louis for the very first time. The building and Gordon Matta-Clark's work have a lot of very interesting relations. In the same way that Tadao Ando was conceiving his architecture as a sculpture of light with cuts into very simple architectural forms to make it a very complex shape that changes all the time. Gordon Matta-Clark was using a power saw and cutting into buildings that were slated for demolition, and created a similar aesthetics of a building being actually also a sculpture. Only in the case of Gordon Matta-Clark's buildings, these cuts were done in the same way into the walls as they were done into the ceiling or the floor. So for visitors who went through his buildings, there was a little bit of danger involved, whereas in our case, I can guarantee you it's pretty safe. The other level is that the places where Matta-Clark worked mainly, and this was mainly in New York and in parts of New York that were about to be transformed, corresponds very much to our neighborhood, which is also undergoing a process of transformation. And this is exactly why for this video we chose the mezzanine of the Pulitzer, because you can look at Conical Intersect, which is one of the projects that Gordon Matta-Clark did, in that case in Paris, and you look at the current urban state of our part of the Grand Center, Midtown area of St. Louis. And we would have easily imagined some 5 to 10 years ago Gordon Matta-Clark doing similar projects with existing, then still existing buildings in our neighborhood. Now, doing this is of course not just an aesthetic decision. It is very much about reconnecting the ideas of social engagement that the artist had back in the 70s, and translate this into the 21st century, and reconnect his concepts with his social concepts with his work, which has not really happened in the venues where his work was shown. So we have on board at the Pulitzer a social worker whom we co-appointed with the George Gordon Brown School of Social Work at Washington University in St. Louis, and Lisa Harper-Chang, who is this co-appointee, is closely working with Francesca Hernan-Gonzaga to reconnect the work with the thought. If we're successful, I think what we would have achieved at the end of this exhibition is a broader awareness of what can be done, an awareness of where we are and where we hope to be, and an awareness of the work of Gordon Matta-Clark.